Right, well, hello the internet, it's Ghost here, and welcome back. I was returned from France in last episode, wasn't I? Because I didn't bulk record like I was supposed to. Anyways, welcome back to trying to finish the, Happy Ghost Church thing. That is the only way in which I can describe it. Oh god, I didn't pin my hair out of my face, and I'm now regretting that decision, but it is so hot. I can't put the hairdryer on my hair. Like, we have another heat wave in the UK, and if anyone here is American and is complaining about it, we don't have aircon. And when I was in I was in France last week. Oh my god, that was a week ago. When I was in France, it was dry heat. It was nice, and I could cope at like 27, 28 degrees, over 30 degrees actually most of the time, especially when we were in Belgium. But right now, here in the UK, at this temperature, it's horrible because it's muggy. There is so much moisture in the air. Anyways, please excuse if my microphone picks me up brushing my hair. I'm going to try and sort my hair while doing this voiceover because it's going to really annoy me. Today's block palette is exactly the same as last episode. Why? Because, well, rather than splitting two-parters up with an additional episode in between, I couldn't be bothered. I just wanted to crack on and do this build, and considering I didn't have the footage that I needed for this weekend, I had no choice. I was then going to bulk record a load of stuff yesterday, which was Friday. But, you know, again, too hot, really could not be bothered. Recorded a singular episode. That only covers off, like, one episode next week. I could split the footage. I'm not going to split the footage. That would make for two really boring episodes consecutively. Anyways, block palette is grey and white, so that the use of the red, the orange, and the yellow pops out more. And also so that it makes it so that the use of the dried ghasts look like they are like gargoyles. I didn't actually add any to this section of the structure. Oh my god, someone walked past the house, my dog isn't happy. Oh well, I don't care right now. This is normal. Here's me doing another window because I decided that window was getting filled in, and the way I ended up doing it in the end, instead of trying to do like one long corridor, was to turn it into like a little right angle by doing two more of the circly things coming off it with corridors in between of slightly differing lengths, because that was the only rational way I could see it working. I don't think she likes me talking right now. Oh well. I then decided that the window, words are deceiving me. The window in the main room was going to be white glass because that felt logical. I then for some reason watched the sun come up over it. I didn't realise I'd done that. I think that looks very cool. I then added in some light blocks because I wanted to have the soul lanterns because nether stuff, but the soul lanterns weren't bright enough and I couldn't be bothered to put in more lighting fixtures. And that would have just ruined everything visually, even though there was no logic behind how I'm doing this. Oh my god, can the birds shut up? We have starlings that, like, nest outside our window. Well, outside most of our windows. It's so helpful. It's so very helpful. Oh, and then I added this carpet, which was meant to match the vibes of the window, and then I think I ended up... Oh yeah, I did add a second bit of the thing, the red carpet, so it's not completely squared off because I realised it looked better that way and it looked more like a flame. I added in some bookshelves. I imagine there'd probably be like enchanting books or something up on those ones that you can put them in, and specifically tried to organise them so that the colours worked with the vibe, or at least I think that's what I was doing. Added in some wall details on the inside, added in some more light. There is an altar sorted. There is also brewing potions. I then went to add in a painting and then realised there's not really any paintings that I think particularly fit the vibe of this build, so there's going to be no paintings. I then went outside and did all of the, like, the grassy stuff. I went in and kind of mixed the moss in with just some regular grass. And even though you can't totally see it, I think it helps break up that texture a bit more. The moss is very bright and warm, and I just needed to soften it. I'm going to have to get a fan in my room. I've been avoiding that since the first heat wave we had. This is so annoying. I hate how hot it is. Like, actually take me back to France. It was actually tolerable there. Please. Went in, added some more bushes and grass and stuff just to try and texture up the side. I added a bunch of mangrove leaves dropping off the edge because I decided that looks cool. We'll go with that. It also just helped try and stop where it's such a harsh edge on the build, to just soften that out again. I'm trying to think of like just blending things through. There's also, this has been built before a lot of the other builds have been done in this little region, mostly because I don't know what I want to build up this section of the mountain. I imagine it's going to be smaller houses and stuff. We'll find out. I then added some of the pale hanging moss because I don't use that particularly. I know it's relatively new to the game, but I don't think I've really ever used it because I tend to forget it's there. I should have added some hanging roots, but again, I forgot those are in the game. As much as I love the wide selection of blocks we have, I sometimes forget that blocks exist. I then at some point added a villager in the hopes that the villager would end up being a, like, oh god, what's it called? A priest, is that what they're called in Minecraft? Are they called priests in Minecraft? Whatever they are. A cleric? Is that what it is? And then I was going to call it Jeff because we were, yeah, there we go. I called it Jeff because we were watching Young Sheldon, and obviously that has Pastor Jeff. And then somehow it got on the roof, and then it couldn't get back in. So Jeff has now been removed. Goodbye, the internet.